Welcome, YouTube community. Welcome. First of the year, 2021. Let's make it a beautiful year. And now that I got you, here you go. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate it. I know it's late. We got 9 watching. I want to put a big shout out there for Cap'n Comics. We have Sanimation, beautiful love. How are you, honey? Nice to see you. Stay Pup is in the house. How you doing, brother? Southern Comic Geek, how you doing? Nice to see you. Downright Nerdy Podcast. Thank you for being here. We got a nice little surprise for you tonight. First guest of the year. Got a big surprise for you. Now, without further ado, I got a co-host who's got a nice introduction. So give me 1 second. Here we go. And boom.
You better watch out.
Oh, nope.
You better watch.
We got technical difficulties. Wait a minute. Something's going
You
on.
better watch.
No, it's not that. It can't be that. No. This is for my brother, Monty. This is just for you, buddy. I'm working on this really hard. I hope you love it.
YouTubians, that was spectacular.
Awesome. I'm so glad. You like that, buddy?
I love that. There's nothing better in your cup than Mr. G.
Cheers, buddy. So cool.
What, that surprised me.
Yeah, I knew it. I was trying to do that. Gotcha back. That's from the vacuum cleaner last year.
Now it's back in my court. I'm going to have to hit it back to you. I'm going to have to think of something now.
I hope you like that. That's your new intro for the year. Is that good?
I like that. I like that.
Big shout out to John Hoffman. I couldn't have done it without John Hoffman as well. He helped me do that. We were working on it. So big shout out.
Well, you know, Al Gore comes in peace. Them other ones.
There you go. So how you doing, brother? It's been a week. How have you been?
I've been doing good. I had a setback though this week. Tell you what, had a setback. It was a little icy outside. You know, we have this cold front coming through.
Sure.
And I was coming out of the house and everything. I had a little water on the front porch and the steps and everything. And out of the blue, out of the bushes, here comes this dadgum cat. Jumped out of these bushes and everything. I slipped and fell, landed on my side, and this cat was out there about 10 foot away from me doing his little sideways dance with the arch back and everything, doing this. And I'm laying on the ground holding my ribs, so I got some tender ribs. But I've named that cat now, that little yellow S.O. He is now called Ninja Cat. That sucker jumped out of them bushes in a fighting position, man. He was ready to go. He scared the living crap out of me. Animals don't like me. I don't know why, but I'll be dang. But yeah, I'm a little sore and everything. And when I cough it's bad when I sneeze. When I sneeze, that ain't good.
That hurts. And the thing that sucks is us old guys, it takes longer to heal.
Damn right it does. Yeah. Damn right. I mean, I'm trying to heal up from my dadgum neck. Now I got my back of my ribs hurting.
Yeah, when you laugh, it hurts, right?
Well, not as bad as when I laugh, but by golly, when I sneeze or cough, I tell you what, I can tell you some other things, but you know, we need to keep that private. But, you know, but I tell you what, it hurts. It hurts.
Oh yeah, big time. Oh, big time. So real quick out there in the chat, I have a couple things coming up tonight. One thing I want you to pay attention to, every once in a while, you're going to see the bottom of the screen like this. Make sure you write it down and go check out the links down below. little surprise for everybody and the guests for tonight, just for this show for tonight. And there'll probably some surprises later on in the year, but here we go. So make sure you check out the descriptions down below. Make sure you check that out. If you do not put the G-Spot code in there, you will not get 15% off. So make sure you check that out. Okay, go make sure you check out Marvelous Comics. All right, there we go. It's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's gone. Okay. So anything new? Any new comics? Did you pick up anything new? Did you read anything this week?
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks ago, I picked up some of my comics that I had in my pull box, and I didn't realize I had that many, but it was a lot of the. Yeah, I got the Knoll.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Then I got the Venom 29.
Sweet.
Then I got the Venom 30.
Nice.
And I got the Thor. I think I showed it though.
You're going a little crazy, aren't you?
Oh, wait until you see this. King in Black.
Oh, yes.
King in Black. King in Black.
Wow.
King in Black. King in Black. And like I didn't have enough, I got another.
Yeah, no kidding. You see what he's doing right here? This is
King in Black.
All you new collectors out there. This is hot. This is hot.
And
right
this
now.
is what you not do, too.
Yeah.
This is what you do not do. Look at all these.
How much did you spend right there?
I have no freaking idea. I don't even want to look at my bank
new
statement.
books.
Look at it. Keep going.
Not like you. Not like you at all.
There's probably 100,000 of these out there. And what did I do? I try to buy every damn one of them.
Uh-huh. You're loving the art.
Comic got people do not do what I do.
Monty, have you read any of them yet? It's Donny Cates, correct?
Yes, I read the which one did I read? The Venom.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I loved it. Yeah. No, I think I read the King in Black. I read it. Yeah. But yeah, don't do what I do because I'm being foolish again. Yep. But collect what you want, collect how you want. But
exactly right, brother. Exactly right. So what was I going to do here? There was something else. So Monty, do we have a guest tonight?
Do we have a guest tonight?
We do have a guest tonight.
We have a
point, everybody.
Yes. Which way do I look?
Okay. Here we go. Without further ado, you guys, here you go. New guest for 2021. First show of the year, you guys. Here we go. Rocking it. Big Remo, what's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me tonight.
Absolutely.
On a late show. Made it to the big leagues.
Yeah. Now, how have you been? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Actually, hanging in there, enjoying the weekend, festivities.
Cool. Did you have a hangover yesterday?
Slightly. Kind of last for a day or so.
Bad idea.
Yeah. What was it here? We got something going on in the chat. Soundimation said, Mr. White Gloves, cheers. Dusty, I don't think we have enough King in Black. Splash page. I think you need a few more issues.
I don't think they make any more.
Sleepy Reader 66. How you doing, brother? Z Collects. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. There it is. There we go. Stay Puffs. Shouting you out big time. Okay. So how have you been? And why don't you tell us about yourself? And I want to know, how long you been collecting?
I say off and on over the years since I was about 7 years old. Yeah, I used to go to the 7-Eleven in my neighborhood and buy off the rack. My next door neighbor, I remember I was a big into, when I was young, I was into Evel Knievel. So I remember one day he came.
Oh,
and he had,
love Evel Knievel. Are you kidding me? Tell me you had the toy.
I did. Yes. I was the king of the wind up toy. You know what I mean? We used to build the ramps and everything. This was before I could get a big wheel. You know what I mean? So, so I had the wind up, and then my neighbor, he came home with 2 comic book issues from the doctor's office one time, and he had Ghost Rider. I forget which. It was an earlier issue, obviously, and it was and Master of Kung Fu.
And don't you think the thing in the back of your brain about Evel Knievel that you can remember? He broke every bone in his body.
And that was
every bone in his body, people. You
and when I saw the Ghost Rider, I put the 2 together. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh, I gotta read that book. You know, so then I got into that, and then there was a bunch of bookstores in my neighborhood, so I could always find comic books. So just the more and more, I had a cousin that was a big time collector, and my aunt had a gift shop at a hospital, so she had a spin rack inside the store. So I wasn't really into DC, but all of the Marvel characters kind of caught my eye. So I used to go in there. Every time I would go in there, she let me take a book or 2. So I wasn't really collecting at the time. I was just grabbing cover, issues and reading them. And then I had a cousin, an older cousin, kind of hit me to the characters, and then that's when I started taking a liking to specific characters.
Speaking of Evel Knievel, I had a bicycle when all that big craze was going off, and he was jumping the Snake River Canyon and motorcycling over the fountains in Las Vegas. I had a bicycle that I took and took house paint, and I painted it white, and I took red Crayolas and I drew on the bar Evel Knievel. And I was all through the neighborhood jumping dirt this and dirt that, and I come home with skin, daggum elbow, knees, ear moved back here, and boy, I was doing all sorts of stuff. My daddy said, I come home one day with the whole front wheel all bent up and everything. He said, "Yep, that's your career's over with."
Right? I even had the little, when I got my bike, I ended up having the little. They had like a little wind up grip. Remember motor sound?
Like a motor sound.
Yeah, I did that with a sports card in a clip, and I put it on the
spoke. Used to do that too. The cards and the spokes.
You know what? That time when Evel Knievel was out, that brings back so many memories, because I used to have a BMX bikes. I probably went through 2 of them, but I had a really bad accident. I was nuts as a kid. I was surprised I didn't break more bones in my body than I did.
You're nuts as an adult.
Yeah.
What's changed?
Yeah. Telephone books. We used to get tons of telephone books because I was a Boy Scout. So we'd collect these telephone books and drop them off at this drop site, right? And I would stack telephone books up in the middle of the driveway and make a huge jump and go over these telephone books. I was going over them so many times. I had a really bad accident. I came down on the back of the tire, came down, and the spokes in the BMX bike on the front, where the axle is, snapped. I was like head first in the ground and got up like it was no big. Had blood all everywhere. No big deal. Evel Knievel could do it. I could do it. It's crazy.
There were a lot simpler times back then, man. Now you get a little scratch, you got to go to the ER because you think,
so we played.
I'm gonna die. My parents sent me outside and then said, "Don't come back until the street lights come on." I was like, man,
that was more harm than good, because we used to get into some trouble out there.
I didn't get caught too many. I didn't get caught too many times, but when I did,
one time I was riding my bike. This was later on, though. I was riding my bicycle with my brother. This is how we figured out Einstein's law of physics is when my brother threw a stick into my front rim and I went head over heels. That's when you learn physics, when you know if you stop something, you're going to keep
going. Inertia. You keep going. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Practice those laws of physics the whole time I was a kid, man.
I
I had two older brothers. They tortured me.
Oh, yeah. Me and my brother are like 3.5 years apart, so he's just old enough to make me do what he tells me, and not old enough to know that he was wrong into doing it. You know?
Yep. I'm with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, Monty, brother, you got some questions you'd like to ask our guest tonight?
Yeah, I got some questions.
Cool.
You're a big Dr. Doom fan, correct?
Yes, actually, yeah.
All right.
He's my favorite villain, as far as like, if I gotta pick like a villain, like someone who's out there who gets my respect, it's him, because he's like, you know, he's got his hands in everything. He's always shown that if he figures it out, it could be his, and he's gonna figure out the best way to get it out of you, even if he doesn't come up with the idea first. He knows he's good enough he should have it, so he's gonna figure out a way to get it.
Well, I'm gonna make this question a little bit harder.
Okay.
Just a little. Other than the Fantastic Four, what was your favorite Dr. Doom versus who?
Freeze? No, I hope he didn't freeze.
No, he's thinking. I got him thinking there.
All right. That's pretty difficult. That is a difficult one.
Maybe the Beyonder.
Nice.
Beyonder?
Almost old. He almost pulled off basically tricking God out of his own powers. You know, kind of like.
Yeah.
And getting like the ultimate power, you know, and then like, you know, he outsmarted God basically. You know what I mean? He was able to outsmart God for a short period of time, but I mean, it worked.
Yeah. The Beyonder was a great character, and Dr. Doom did put him to the test. See, mine, I loved it when Dr. Doom and the Hulk first met. You know, Dr. Doom just did not know how to, you know, take the Hulk at first and everything.
Yeah.
And
he was dumb until he figured it out.
Yeah. He had to outsmart him because he couldn't do the brute strength with him.
Yeah,
and everything.
That's another thing. Like he can almost match anybody he goes up against. He'll figure out a way to kind of. He'll figure out a way to because he would be like a normal person. But you know what I mean, with his hopped up strength and everything, like you kind of underestimate him. You know what I mean, and you think he can't.
Yeah, he had the smarts of Stark too. You know, some of the creative technology that he come up with.
Exactly.
You know, and then he owned his own country. You know, had his own country.
He had his own country, and he did it all. It was all for the love of them. He wanted to keep them safe and protect his family. He didn't want his family to come into any harm's way, and you know. As bad as he was, he still had a soft spot for his family and, you know, in his country, you know. So,
sure.
It was all for them, you know. As bad as he was, he had a greater cause, you know.
He had a lot of good run-ins with the Submariner, too. A lot of good run-ins with Submariner.
See, and that's the thing. Like, nowadays, you don't really think about that. It's like the MCU is like, you know, they talk about Thanos and all that. You could have, like, 5 or 6 movies where they were just fighting against Dr. Doom.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
You know what I mean?
Big
like,
time. Yep.
Like he's like the ultimate, like because he can outsmart almost anybody. He can outsmart gods, and you know he's kind of no match for humans. You know?
That Avengers movie when Iron Man went to that castle and was fighting in that castle and everything.
Right,
Remember that? That castle reminded me of Dr. Doom's castle sitting on the hill and everything. I seen that and I said, "Oh, they're going to have to do something to play in Dr. Doom in this because that looks like the the place where he's at, man. But
Mhm.
it never did work out that way. But maybe we'll see him in the Fantastic Four. They remake.
It would be awesome. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
man.
Fantastic Four. There's no way they can not do Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
But
they have to.
Here's my question. I liked the guy that they did the role for playing Doctor Doom in that Fantastic Four with Silver, the Rise of Silver Surfer. I liked him.
Yeah.
I thought he did a really good job. So if they didn't use him, who would they use? Who should they use to play Doctor Doom?
I don't even think it matters.
No,
you know what I mean? Nah, I think it should just be one. I mean, like you said, I like the guy from the first movie. Yeah. I mean, he was real nondescript.
You didn't like him? You didn't like him, Monty?
No. What I was going to say, I got an idea. Don't just use whatever character they want, but never take the mask on and get Samuel Earl Jones to do the voice.
I was going to say that. I was just
like he doesn't need to show his face. Like
no,
I didn't. That was the only part about it I didn't enjoy was that they showed his face. And by the time he was Dr. Doom, you didn't see his face anymore.
Dr. Doom could look at Mr. Fantastic and say, "I am your father."
Yeah, right? Big time. Nice. Who was it? Oh, what did Dusty say?
Brick drop.
Good morning, buddy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Okay, he said Nathan Fallon would make a good Dr. Doom. Sure.
John Hamm, Lady Fantastic said.
Yeah.
See, I don't know none of these actors unless I see their face. Then I go, oh yeah, I know who that is. Names just they go right over my head. Like I said earlier, I got to write my brother's names down so I don't forget them. Sucks getting old, man. Damn ninja cat jump out of the bushes and I bust my head.
That would have had me. I would have been like, oh man, that cat would have you wouldn't have been able to find him.
Actually, I thought that was Lady. Lady just said, what was it? Lady just said, John Hamm is the lead guy in Mad. Okay, I knew it is. Oh, okay. I can see
Remo,
that.
I couldn't catch the damn cat. Damn, that cat running like lightning. I'm like a slow breathing.
I set a trap or something. That cat forced workers' comp on me.
Man, I tell you what, he's laying in them bushes waiting. As soon as I come outside, he was like, ah! I went, ah! It was over.
Big Remo, do you have a Grail? Do you have a Grail book that you've been wanting in your collection that you don't have? Or do you have one that's in your collection?
You mean like when I think of Grail, I think of like the most unattainable book that's like, you know what I mean? Like you have to take like a lottery winning to get type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that mine is probably the same as everybody else's, Probably like a HAAWK 181.
HAAWK 181?
Yeah, and the only reason why that is because I almost had one in 5th grade.
Okay.
But I wouldn't add an extra G.I. Joe to the transaction, so it didn't. So I've been kicking myself for that ever since then because I didn't add the extra G.I. Joe. And get that
yeah.
I mean, he already had like 2 Transformers and a G.I. Joe out of me, and he wanted like another one, and I was like, all right, that's just too much. And I said I balked at it, and now I wish I would have did it.
Yeah, but you was in love with that other G.I. Joe.
Lady Fantastic. It's her birthday today.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to you.
Uh-oh.
Happy birthday to Lady Fantastic.
She's 22.
Should we all sing happy birthday to Lady Fantastic?
I don't think we can over there, can we?
Yeah, we can.
Can we?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lady Fantastic. Happy birthday to you. And to many more. And another trip from my son. Yes, lady. Sorry, I had to
see you on Channel 4. With the Fantastic Four.
Definitely deserves it. Okay. So I was curious, Big Remo. Do you have a YouTube channel? Have you thought about doing a YouTube channel?
I do have one, but I've not made a video yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you neglected to tell me that, Robert.
Well, no, I didn't, because I would have told you right away. I was trying to find it.
I was too. And I said, where is this channel? I see
He's got an Instagram, but he does have an Instagram.
Yeah,
You know I don't know how to work
Check him out on
Instagram.
Instagram.
I'm not the social media thing, although I've been on it for a long time, I've never, quite figured it out to do all the stuff, like, all the reposting.
Yeah, I know. I still have issues with it. They keep changing.
It's hard for me to figure that out and post things and repost. Those are always, I'm figuring it out still. Sean taught me some stuff. Stay Puft taught me some things, but I'm still learning,
Love Sean.
So is 2021 going to be your breakout year that you start making videos on your channel?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing videos, if nothing else, like haul videos at least,
Cool.
what I'm getting for the week. And
very cool. We love haul videos.
I got to start first, and then we'll see where that takes us from there. I got to at least start, get my foot in the pool, and then go from there.
A lot of people in YouTube tend to start in January's, with the new year.
Yeah.
And we see a big influx between January and February of a lot of new YouTubers coming in. And if y'all are out there watching, all y'all new YouTubers, get in there and just step in front of that camera. And if you're shy for a while, show your hands. And
exactly. And, you know what else, Big Remo, I noticed too, is it makes really good therapy, especially for all of the craziness that's going on in the world.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It really
that's the
helps
reason
you.
Why. Yeah.
Meeting people like you and meeting people like all the people that are like on YouTube itself, all the new friends and new people that I've met, wonderful people. Silver Age Sunday. That's how I came across you, through Sean. Sean is like a brother to me. He's seriously love you, Sean. Sorry, gonna shout you out some more. Dusty, Al,
definitely time, I came on maybe like we'll say like March, pre-COVID, pre of 2019, 2020 or whatever, 2019.
Sure.
And then I think I came on with Bake the Snake. He was doing broadcasting.
I remember that. I remember
for
that.
the draft. And I just popped on with him and we started talking, and then he was on with Stone Cold Steve and we just started talking, and then there then Sean had me on his show, and then it was like a snowball effect. Then just different people would ask me to come on. And then I started a few months after that of doing that periodically. I started going on with HAAWK, just occasionally on different things he was doing. And then him and Steve started the Johnson show, and I started jumping on with them, and I've been going on ever since. So
nice.
And then when Steve did his video, I was like, I definitely need to do one now.
See, that helps out when you can jump on other people's show and get over your shyness or being afraid and everything. That way they can kind of walk you through it and everything.
Yeah,
There's something kind of
big help getting me comfortable behind the in front of the camera as far as that goes.
Like my buddy here, Monty. I couldn't do this without his support. I seriously couldn't. Jeff's not here because he had to work. Bless his heart. I want him here. He's my other better half of this show, and he's not here tonight because
he's not working. He's hanging out with the trailer park host.
He better not be doing that.
I know what he's doing. After last week, I figured out he's been down at the trailer park host. Y'all just don't know.
There's a lot of people I could give shout outs to that have actually really helped me out big time with all the things that are going on in life. But big shout outs to all you guys. You're awesome. Everybody from you get where
I get to see everybody on these shows more than I get to see like my immediate family. Besides my wife and my daughter, my brother lives maybe 30, 45 minutes away, and I don't get to see him as much, you know what I mean? Because of the whole plan and everything. So it's like, I only get to see the people at work, and then my friends I get to see on FaceTime, you know what I mean, or on here. That's the only time I get to see everybody. So,
You know
like
what,
you
my
said, it's
son?
therapy to keep us, interacting with people, even though we can't see them.
Sure.
You know what my son once told me? He told me I need to make lots of videos. And I said, why, son? You enjoy watching me on TV, on the computer and everything? You like, Mr. White Gloves and everything? No, Dad, I haven't watched you but twice. I went, what? You didn't watch me but twice? I said, well, then why do you want me to make all these shows? He says, well, Dad, after you die, I'll have years of watching you on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
I said, it's going to take me to die before you become a subscriber. I said, that's BS.
It's so funny.
My daughter's trying to get me to buy her a whole streaming computer. She's like, I need a computer so I can stream and play video games. I'm like, I'm not paying all that money to buy a computer. If you can't do it from the house, then you can't do it. I'm not making those special purchases so you can stream on video. You better figure it out.
So one of my other questions, you have a significant other, correct?
I do. I've been married for 4 years.
Hold on. Wait a second. Let me catch up here. It's catching up. It's a little bit of lag going on. Say it again.
So yeah, I've been married for 4 years, and I've been with my wife. Oh,
you better not forget.
17 years. 17 years. It's been almost 18 years. Yeah.
Oh, 18 years. Awesome.
Yeah, we've been together 18.
Cool. So what does she think of her geeky husband? Come on. Be honest.
I think she enjoys it. I think it's kind of surreal to her, you know what I mean? Even though she sees me on here, like she believes it. And I think she likes it. I think she does, I don't have a reason to think she doesn't like it.
Big shout out for the wives.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's awesome.
If she didn't enjoy it, I doubt I'd be able to be on here. Especially for the length of times I'm on here for, you know what I mean? Like,
and also a big no shout out for the ex-wives.
Yeah, tell me about it. I don't want to go there. But anyway, Katrina, thank you for showing up, buddy. I appreciate it. Monty, you got some more questions, buddy?
Man, I'm full of questions.
Go ahead, buddy.
Man, I'm like a cookie jar just blowing out the top.
I know.
All right, Big Remo. Let's get down and dirty now.
Uh-oh.
It's a Saturday night. No, we won't go there.
And real quick, before you continue, buddy, and real quick, while Monty's asking the questions and we're asking questions, anybody in the chat has got a big question for Big Remo, please ask it in the chat. And we'll ask him if I feel it's appropriate. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the only one that can ask inappropriate questions around here.
Gotta run up to Mr. White Gloves first, then see.
Here we go.
You run anything by me, I'll say, yeah, I'll ask it. Big Remo, you've been collecting for quite a while, so what artists do you pretty much do you follow any artist, or do you just skip around?
Yeah, I think I don't have any like I like art. I like it a lot, you know what I mean? But I enjoy the stories. I mean, I think the art goes along with the stories, but the stories is probably what catches me first, if I'm honest, other than the cover. You know what I mean? But the stories are what kind of keep me involved. Like, I'll literally just read through it, and then I'll come back and look at the pictures kind of afterwards, Yeah. Not that they're an afterthought, but I want to make sure I'm engaged in the story, and then, Well, and I think it also depends on the medium. Like, if I'm on my iPad reading, I kind of, I can kind of make them bigger, and I'll pay attention to the art. But if I'm reading through just the book, I'm just kind of reading it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to take it all.
You collected in the 80s, right? You're old enough to be cool. All right. So let's take you back to the 80s.
Okay.
Kind of get your mind straight and kind of drift back to that time machine and remember those books and the old spinner rack. And what writer back then was what you was just wrapped up in, or artist, either one back in the 80s and early 90s?
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daredevil, definitely.
Yeah.
And then like the whole Wolverine was like, that was my favorite Wolverine, was his Wolverine.
Yeah. I think I was in a chat or a show, or I wasn't in there, but they were talking about the art of Frank Miller, and I'd made a comment that Frank Miller was a real good artist, but Klaus Janson, the inker, cleaned his shit up good, man. Yeah. I mean, he really made Frank Miller a great artist. Klaus Janson in the inking, and it was just amazing what Klaus Janson did, and he didn't get much credit for that, I don't think.
Right.
That was back in when 158, and of course Miller had some outstanding writing on the drug issues and the death of Elektra and the gangster stuff, and
those are my favorite. That's kind of like I like the Punisher. Like he's probably like one of my favorite, and I got into him because of Daredevil. And then that kind of made me go back and read the stuff he did with, with Spider-Man, because, like that was another issue I was on. I almost had a Spider-Man 129.
129, yep.
I almost had that once, and, that was another story, but, so that made me go back and read that stuff. I was more like growing up, I was into the real, like you said, the gritty, like the street stories, you know what I mean? Yeah. That was why I was gravitating towards like Frank Miller, because he kind of dealt with the underbelly kind of good, you know what I mean? The whole Kingpin and all that type of stuff. I was really into that, so.
All that Hell's Kitchen stuff, and then they throw in Bullseye, and you got Punisher and Kingpin and Elektra, and
the death of Elektra was like the first death that kind of it took me in, and I was like, oh wow, she's dead, you know what I mean? And like, that was my first time dealing with like a character that I enjoyed reading that actually died, and then her coming back.
Looking back on that, that was
good.
Excellent that it happened, but I was kind of like, you killed off back then one of your stars and everything. How could you do that? I mean, you could have drugged this out and hurt her real bad, and she limped off, or somebody took her and went somewhere.
The manner she died too, it was brutal death. It wasn't. It was like a simple thing. Like she was, he killed. He killed her.
I remember when that book come out, it totally shocked a lot of the people that was just totally in love with Elektra. They were like, "What is Marvel doing?"
Yep.
And
of course, that
book.
So what did you guys think of? What did you think of the Daredevil series that was on Netflix with Elektra in it?
I liked it, but it was
missing something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of slow, but it was like, I thought the same with the Punisher story. I thought that they kind of started it out slow. Right. Like it didn't really start until the second season for me. Right. You know what I mean? That was when it kind of picked up its pace, and that was when it should. But to me, it should have started like that from the beginning. Like with Daredevil, really, like there's not. To me, I never really cared too much for his backstory. You know what I mean? His origin story didn't matter. It was just like whatever he was doing at the point in time when he was Daredevil is what mattered to me going forward. You know what I mean? Like,
there we go.
Needed to be like that. You know what I mean? Just talk about being, keeping Hell's Kitchen in order. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't care that he was a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
If I'm being honest, as a kid reading, I just wanted him to go out and knock some heads,
Yeah. So what's your favorite? Well, okay, so your favorite genre would be more like vigilantes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But in DC, I didn't really read on DC growing up. When I did, my DC character was Vigilante. Like I liked Vigilante. Like I wasn't a huge Batman fan. I like Vigilante. Like he was my.
You like the series Vigilante?
I did like the series Vigilante. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I'm taking notes.
Some of those issues are the ones that I had in my collection. And like I was saying before, like when I came back, when I went to the store to buy those issues for my daughter, that kind of, even I started with the House of X Power 10. It was kind of to replace some of the issues that I had lost when I was younger. Right. That I remember. You know what I mean? I had a ton of books, but the ones that stuck out in my head were the ones that I wanted to make sure I replaced.
Well, were you a big Punisher War Journal collector? You collect that run, or
I didn't, you know, at that time when it started, I remember it coming out, and it was right when I was starting to get out of comics. Okay. So when it started, I was kind of, I think I had bought my first car, and I was just like, I can't buy comics right now.
Oh, hell no. You got them women to chase, man. I understand that. Put that hat down low and put the...
That was the thing, though.
Damn right it was.
I had to make a choice. Was it going to be, you know what I mean? Was it going to be comics, or was I going to get tires for this car? You know what I mean? And
sure.
Honestly, that ain't what you was gonna. You were thinking, is it going to be comics, or is it going to be boop?
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't say it. I won't say that word. But you know,
with that being said, I made that transition. But then when I got, you know, as I started working more, then I would set aside a couple dollars. And if I went by a comic book store, say I was out with my girlfriend or whatever, and there was a comic book store out there, I would definitely stop at the comic book store, check out what they had, and maybe buy a couple issues, and then kind of go about my business. But it was never anything where they would be like, oh, he's a comic book player. It was just like, oh, I bought a couple comics and set them to the side, you know what I mean? And then come back to them later.
When I was in high school, after I got out of high school, I went into the service. But when I was in high school, there wasn't too many people really in high school that knew I collect comics. I think my cousin and maybe one more in a lower grade, and maybe three
whoever
people
you saw at the store, or if you saw someone at the store when you were buying your comics, and they went to school with you, that's the only way they would know. Like, hey, you're buying comics.
Well, my comic shop was like 45 miles away, so I didn't really see anybody at the comic shop. But you know, my cousin always went with me. But yeah, I mean, I did the football thing, the basketball thing, and all that stuff. And you know, years down, can fill a tank of gas with New Mutants book. I feel you. Oh, yeah.
Look at Dusty there. That's awesome. Hold on. Wait a second.
That's basically what it was at the beginning.
What do you think, Monty? Is this a brick drop?
Just brick drop.
Brick drop. I think it's a brick drop. I think it is.
I gotta go outside and get a brick.
Yeah. Intermission, brick drop, just for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Make sure you go check out the Comics Roundtable. Check them out every other Saturday, you guys. Maximilian, I was waiting for the chat to catch up. Here we go. That worked. Boom, there we go. Marvel wasn't in my shops in the area in the UK. From what I remember, I grew up on, what is that? Bango, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero Turtles adventure. Then found out about Marvels from the 90s cartoons. Well, if you found out from the Marvel's cartoons in the 90s, I got one for you, Maximilian. I don't know why I want to call him Maximilian. M3 Lillians. How do you say that? Information booth. So here's one for you, buddy. If you checked out the comment or the actual cartoons from back then in the 90s, a really good one for you. 13 episodes. They're about 20 to 30 minutes long. Check out my favorite, Silver Surfer. You'll get a lot of history in that. It was so good. And it wasn't meant, that was on Fox Kids. That was more adult orientated. if you actually go back and watch them. But if you got Disney Plus, you can actually check out all those episodes on Disney Plus. It's
See, I didn't know they made those episodes until about, I think it's like 10, 12 years ago. I had no idea. Man, it's less than that. It's probably about 8 years ago.
Here's an example. In Silver Surfer alone, you get his origin. Then you also get Thanos. Then you also get Lady Death, which is what was her name? She also was named a different name, Chaos, Lady Chaos. At the same time, Thanos' whole big thing. Then you get Nova. All right. You also get Nova in this. You get different heralds in this.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good.
And then just go back to the dadgum 70s and look at the old 70s cartoons, the Marvel Superheroes Hour and Power Hour, and you can get Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor. I mean, there's some great old ones they did back in the 70s.
It's so good. You'll love it. It is so good. Yes, they were awesome. Awesome. Yes, they were. So Remo, do you got any books or anything you'd like to show? What have you been reading lately? Anything new? Anything you've been collecting?
What I've been reading lately.
More questions, Monty.
What I've been reading lately, actually,
more questions. I'm sure you do.
I've been reading these.
Sure. Let me blow you up. Oh, you know what? I still do not have this damn series yet. How is it? Give me your personal, honest review on it.
So I just finished they're up to number 4.
Turn it down. Just bring your books back up and then point it down just a little bit so the light's not on it. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
That's 1.
Yep.
2, 3.
Give it a second to catch up. It's a
and
little
4.
blurry.
So I just finished 4 today, actually.
Okay.
And it's good. It's like it's still like 4 in. You're still kind of like you haven't read any of it?
No, but you can give. All right, real quick. Hold on. For all you guys out there, I'm sorry. He's going to give a little bit of a spoiler. So if you don't want to watch the spoiler, he's going to give me a little bit of a spoiler because I want to know more of what it's about. If it's
okay, I'm going
to buy it, just a little bit. Just give me a little bit of synopsis. How is
I'm
that?
going. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Remo, go ahead.
So from what I gather, it's like they're mining ships.
Okay.
And their ship is
science
a
fiction
crew
related and science fiction.
So it's a crew of 4, and there's they're mining, so they're all miners.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of ships, but what it is they are mining gods.
Mining gods?
Yeah, so when they go out in space, there's a bunch they'll find dead bodies and they're gods. So the bodies are bodies of fallen gods. And what they do is the ships, so these gods are massive, like the size of like Galactus. And the ships are like the size of like,
an ant.
Yeah, or a little bit bigger. And what they do is they land on them and they lay like claim to that spot and they start mining whatever section of the body that they're on.
Okay,
and,
now that I know what that's
about. It's for human consumption, so it's food. There's, other minerals and stuff in different parts of the body, and they just literally mine the whole body. And there are little skirmishes over, which areas that they stake claim to.
That's interesting.
So they'll have like this one lady's almost like she's been like a ship herself, but her ship is more of like, so she can, attack, so she has more of a tactical spaceship. So she has like guns and stuff on hers, and she kind of polices everything because they can have disputes, and then she's kind of like the law, to kind of settle the disputes and stuff like that. So, all right. So I guess the captain of the ship that you're following, he wants to find a living god. So he doesn't want to. It's always, you find them when they're dead, but he wants to find one before it's dead. So his mission is to try and, I guess, you warp in between, and you can kind of warp to different areas, and you warp to try and, you find the bodies. But he wants to make this jump from what I can gather, I'm still, like I said, I'm 4 issues in, and it's still kind of vague. And he wants to make a jump to find where they're living at. So he wants to encounter one living.
Okay, that sounds okay. That's up my alley. I'll definitely check that out.
So, but it's a real good story. The art is amazing in it. You know what I mean?
Can we see some of that art? If you can, you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, he's got no gloves, Monty.
Yeah, I don't have any gloves.
He's gonna bow his head. All right.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time.
This is reader copy, Monty.
Yeah.
That don't make a damn.
We find a good one.
Sorry, buddy. I want to see some of this art.
That's all right.
I've been interested.
I'll watch.
Jeff showed me this. What'd you say, bud?
I'm gonna watch the BBC. They're showing two males mating.
Oh.
So that's one of the gods. So that's a dead god.
I like that.
Are they saying what kind of gods they are?
They don't say. They just refer to them as gods, and that's what it says.
Yeah, I was trying to catch that on the bottom.
The gods are always beautiful.
I like all that purple in there.
So do I.
And the gods are always dead.
Interesting.
So you always find them when they're dead. But they're, if you can see, they're like beautiful.
Gotcha. Nice.
So they're all the ones I've seen so far are women.
Okay.
And they're all beautiful, and they all look like huge, like, and then you can see they're mining her lip.
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's strange.
Oh, nice. Okay. You know what, Remo? You sold me.
Yeah.
I have to order a couple copies. Definitely.
So, yeah, and they'll like mine that little piece, and they'll fill up the ship with like literally like a whole bunch of, it looks like steaks, you know what I mean? And they put them in freeze, and then they move on to the next, and then like their heart, like you can hear different ships laying claim to different parts of the body, and they're mining it. So
sounds like to me she needs some cream or something. Take care of that.
Yeah, I mean it's a good story. Like I said, it keeps you wanting to see more. You know what I mean? But it's like it's definitely a good story. But it's just I want to know more. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because it's starting to get action packed, and it's like, well,
they're
hold on,
throwing the carrot out there, and they're
I'm in. I'm already fully in, but it's like you're like, well, what are they fighting over? You know what I mean? Like
they're trinkling you in.
Yeah.
Yep,
like,
a little bit at a time. That's smart. That's actually pretty good. That's kind of like when me and
everything, because like I said, you got to read it, and then you'll catch more of some certain things on why the people are kind of conflict with each other. Like there's some left turns in there. There's some things you're gonna be like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? And
that's just like me and Monty. Remember when back in the days when we would go through a series and we had to wait month to month for the continuation of the story.
Exactly.
So it left you on suspense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, now I've noticed like there's books I'm reading and it'll take months or two before they even come out with another issue, and then there's some that seem like they come out every other week.
There's some of these independents that come out only 6 times a year, or there's some that come out like 3 times, and then they miss their date, and people are waiting a whole nother year to get them.
Yeah, exactly.
People talk about that.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
All the damn delays that have been going on.
Yeah, those aren't helping.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'm looking forward to things to pick up. Where do you live in the United States?
I live in a small town called Milpitas, which is right by San Jose, California. So I'm in the Bay Area.
You live in California.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in the
You're
Bay Area.
in a warm part of the country, then, huh?
Yeah, I'm right in the heart of Silicon Valley. So,
oh man,
I've been here all my life.
14 degrees right now, right?
I don't know. It's raining, but it's about 60.
It's 14 degrees right now. It's colder than shit outside.
It would never get that cold here, because if it did, we would fall into the ocean.
Yeah, something would go wrong.
Because we're not set up for any of that.
It's 35 here. But it was 65 this afternoon. So
Yeah, I've heard that. Yep, big time.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we here? We are 40. No, we're actually, wow, I can't believe an hour has gone by.
it goes by quick, man.
What? It goes by quick every time.
Yeah. It goes by quick when you're having a good time, man.
Yeah. Hope you're having a good time, Remo.
Oh, I am, absolutely.
You know what?
Hey.
Before I do, go ahead, bud. Monty.
All y'all people out there in the chat and everything, if you, I've noticed there's been a couple of goodbyes. Y'all make sure if y'all got to go, y'all come back and y'all watch it on the rewind because there's no telling what we're going to do.
Thank you. Thank you, Monty. Yes, you heard him. Hold on. What did he say here? Damn delay. There we go. 7 to Eternity is issue 17 was just released after a year. Wow. Really? Man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know the titles of the books, but I've heard people talk about, some books on other shows and stuff that say that, there's some people that gave up on them and they just never went back to some of the titles. And I said, wow. But yeah,
I started a couple and then given up like after a few issues. I was just like, it's not for me.
Okay, Remo, I'm gonna give you my first question for tonight.
All right.
There we go. You ready?
Yep.
There we go. Come on. There we go. Do you have any inspirational thoughts or ideas for the community as a whole? First thing that comes in your head.
That one I just thought of just, continue being kind to each other,
Yep.
Like I think everybody is has been able to kind of use the community as a support, you know what I mean? And I think it should continue going that way, like kind of be able to lean on each other and just don't take advantage of it. You know what I mean? Like appreciate it for what it is and just kind of do your part to kind of pay it forward and don't take advantage of it. Just
well said. Well said, Remo. That was awesome. Yeah. So while we're on this, we're going into an hour. I have to real quick. I have to do a shout out my sponsor really quick. So intermission. If you go pee now. All right. Here we go. Got a few seconds.
Yep.
So everybody real quick, everybody out there catch us on the rewind. Please go check out John Hoffman and make sure you go check out Skellington Comics. I'm going to put a link down on the very bottom of this page for right now for a few minutes while these two commercials are going on. And the first one, there's that. And here's John's. So make sure you go check out John Hoffman. His links are down in the description down below. He's got a new website. So go check him out, you guys. All right. Thank you very much. There we go. Boom. All right. Everybody get enough time to go to the bathroom? Get some water. So, Remo, show off some of your books. Let's show some books for tonight. So I was actually at a store tonight, and this gentleman out there, because of COVID, it was closed down forever. He had called me up and told me he had 3 long boxes and a bunch of new books that came in, and I bought a bunch of stuff from him tonight. I was pretty happy. But before I do my stuff, I would like you guys to show some new books or older books. So Monty, I know you always got fire.
I don't have anything tonight.
You always have something.
Man, I just don't have anything. I mean, I moved all them damn books in there, and I got to move them all back to get to my other books. I dug out all those DC books, and
Remo, it's on you, brother. Before we get to the last,
I just got some stuff from my my pool list.
Sure, go ahead.
This is from last week though, because like I said, my LCS closed from Christmas Eve until they open. I think today. But I don't think I had anything in my pool list. But I just got the Miss Marvel number 17.
Nice. Is that with Kamala Khan in that? Is she in that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the Batman Beyond number 50. It's like the last issue.
Nice.
Been reading that since a couple issues back, about like 25.
Sure.
And then this is the Batman White Knight, the Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay.
This is like cool. A new character or something.
Turn it the other way just a tiny bit. There you go. Now the light's not reflecting. There you go. Yeah. That's Harley Quinn.
Yeah, but this is a new character right here.
Who is it?
So I just got it because of that. Usually I don't, but my LCS guy, he was like, you should grab it because it's the first cover appearance of this new character. So
who's the new character?
I have no idea. He just put it in my box, and I was like, all right.
Oh, that's cool. You got somebody watching out for you.
And then
looks like the first female Long Ranger.
Right? Yeah. I just noticed she had a beauty mark, so.
Oh.
So. And then I got the Something's Killing the Children number 13.
Oh, yeah, another series. I got to dip my toes into.
I only have a few issues. I have like the first issue and then kind of intermittent because I was trying to grab it to try and stay, but there were so many books at the time. So when it started getting hot, I wasn't really I haven't really been reading it. So I'll have to go back in and kind of fill in between.
Okay.
But I read like the first issue and it was good. But then, like I said, I started reading other stuff at the time. It came out like when Once and Future came out. So I was more into Once and Future. And then I should have probably read them both at the same time, but I was reading so much other stuff. I just kind of let that one go. So, and then I got the Wolverine, Black, White, and Red.
Okay, cool.
That's a cool book. They had those variants out that they were trying to sell me a while back. Number one.
Even this one, I haven't got a chance to jump into it.
I hadn't read it either.
Yeah, so I have like the first issue in this one, but I haven't got a chance to read it yet. So
cool.
That's what I got. That was what I got last week. So
all right. You have a goal.
Tori, I'm sorry I disappointed you. It's just it's just one of those things.
I have something that'll cheer you up. Hold on. Since her kids are not on there, her kids better not be up.
Well, not my cat, but the cat ambushed me out there and hurt my ribs, and I can't pick up and move those boxes to get to my stuff. So, I
I haven't got a chance
like me
hunting like I really want to, but because every time the LCS is around here, when they open up and they let us go, then they shut us back down, and then the shops kind of have to configure how they do it. And then sometimes it's like you can come in, then it's like they don't want to let you in. You can only do curbside, and it kind of defeats the purpose when you want to go through the long boxes, if you can only do curbside. So
yeah.
So I mean, there's like a few shops that are a couple miles away, but my LCS is literally like 10 minutes from me. I can walk to it. You know what I mean?
You're
so,
lucky.
Yeah. So
nice.
kind of even with them though, I can't shop in the store. I can only do curbside. So,
Robert, I don't know if that's luck, because if it was 10 minutes from me, I wouldn't have no damn money.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be spending my money. Just take my money.
Yeah. That's what I do. I just have a.
Are they
have
good
a
with you though as a customer? Are they good with you as a customer? Because I hear the
Oh
nightmare
yeah,
story.
no, they're cool. Yeah,
That's cool.
and actually, the guy bought the old. It's always been my LCS, but he bought it maybe like 15, 20 years ago,
Right?
and then he moved it, to where it is now, and it's good. Like he's fair, you know what I mean? Like he's not one of those people that like he has back issue books, but he doesn't have like long boxes that have like back issues, like older books. But he'll have modern books that are back issues. But the books he has on his wall that are like wall books, like they're he grades pretty hard, so he'll say something like
So he's fair.
he'll sell it for like a 5.5, but really it's like a 7.5.
Sure.
You know
Wow.
what I mean? Like
Nice.
he's like
That's
one of those,
good.
because he's like, I'm not a professional grader, so even if I say it's whatever, it's probably he's not gonna say it's worth more, but
That's like the gentleman tonight that I was dealing with. I had pulled out a stack like this of books, and there was a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles he had.
right,
And I'm not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collector, but I knew most of those series runs, and some of those books were like worth $20 a piece, $30 a piece, and he was selling them for $3 a piece. And I
I had these Ninja Turtles here. I bought these two off the racks.
Nice.
This is issue number 7.
Yep. I found that
and this
tonight.
Is issue number 6, and I had these.
Found that tonight. Yo, my
I had these since I was in like 4th, 5th grade. You know what I mean? I bought them off the rack. So
hey, can I give you some advice? Do not let them go.
They're beat up, but they're complete reader copies. I mean,
I don't care. I don't care.
You know?
You will regret it.
Yeah. Like I always tell my wife, I'm like, you know how long I've had these books for? I'm like, I had these books before, I even knew what I wanted to do in life. You know what I mean? Like,
before I get to the last question for our special guest tonight, I have a question for Smiley out there. Smiley, I know you're in the chat. I can see you. First, I have to ask, the captain's still in the house? The captain's in the house. Let me see him in the chat. I found something for him tonight. And something for your girls. I already told you there's a special little something coming to you guys. Because Christmas was late for me this year. Okay, good. So they can see this. So, but I'll get to that. Just I want to make sure you're still here. Good. Hold on. There he is. There he is. Always. You're awesome. No, stop. Here, my dog. Cullen, come here. Here. Intermission. Sorry, guys.
So Big Remo,
Yes.
did as far as your collection, are you having? I mean, you've been collecting quite a while. You've probably massed quite a few books over the years. Or are you having problems with the storage issue yet?
No, yeah, that was part of the reason why I had stopped, because, like I said, I sold a bunch of books against my better judgment when I was younger, and as I got older, I realized maybe that wasn't such a good idea. And then when I got back into it, I was like, ugh, it was like some of those books were like.
Remo, do you have kids?
Huh?
Do you have kids?
I have one daughter, yeah, 8 years old.
Can I give you, just like me and Monty are kind of old school, so we write everything down with ink and paper. Monty puts them in old. Monty, tell them how you do it.
Well, I have a book that it's a checklist and everything, and it goes all the way to 2010.
Collector's guides.
Most of my stuff I buy now is Golden Age and Silver Age. And I do get the new stuff, but it covers a bunch of that. And I go through there and I check. I'm a run collector. I fill runs, and apparently I fill runs, and then I start over and to fill a second run of the same damn book.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just
I did that, but I would do runs for like specific stories.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It was like like the run, like the Secret Wars run, or the runs of like Executioner Song, or like different those ones, because like the other issues, I would always jump around because I would want to start reading something else, and then I'd start reading those. And when those arcs would end, I jump back into something else. And so I have like intermittent runs, you know what I mean? Like it'd be like, I think the longest run right now I have is Alpha Flight.
Oh, nice.
The first
great series.
Like 60 or so issues of that. So I got nice chunk, but I haven't filled it up completely yet.
I'm a completionist, and I just got to have what Marvel don't understand. When they started renumbering the books, all us run collectors, we stopped buying them books and everything. When they put they should have kept the numbers going, because a lot of us completionists out there, we wanted the full run. So, you know, I stopped, and, you know, I'd go back to 2010 back, and, you know.
Dusty collects runs as well.
But to go back to your question earlier, I do have some Punisher War journals, but not a lot of them.
Yeah.
I don't have like a bunch of them.
Well, I remember back in the day when that Punisher War Journal come out, people were going crazy over that. They had the die-cut covers and all this.
Did you have any of the magazine
and I was like, man.
You guys,
what?
Did you have any of the magazine issues?
I don't have any of the magazine issues. No, I don't.
Remo, did you ever see any of those?
There was one at my one of the comic book stores here that he had one, but it was like what was it called? Like a Marvel premiere or something like that. One of those. Okay. Yeah, and it looked like a real magazine cover. It had Punisher on there, and he just wanted too much for it, and it wasn't in great shape. It was, you know, for the price he wanted, he was almost selling it like it was a 9.8, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? So I just couldn't. That started part of the conflict I ended up having with him, and then I just stopped going to the shop.
Hey, Dusty was talking to you in the chat. You see that, Remo? He may be able to hook you up, man.
I got
nice. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, I got to get with him because there was some that I forgot to tell him about.
Yeah, us run collectors, we end up with doubles and triples and quadruples, man.
Yeah. Right. Big time. What did Maximilian say? Just keep numbers running, trying to grab different volumes issues is a headache. Yeah, it can be.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. when I hit the road and went across America and went all to them comic shops, I had my book with me, and I go in the comic shop, and I'd start with Avengers and go all the way to X-Men, and I'd go through and see what they had. And by the time I got back, I was so wore out, and I was like, but I did a huge amount. I filled a lot of runs and everything.
How many shops did you hit on your trip?
Oh man, there's probably like 8 up there, then 8 or 10 back, plus 2 Comic Cons.
Wow!
So and that's not even counting the flea markets. I went to 4 flea markets. You know, and it took what was it, 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I finally found some video that I lost that I'm trying to get edited and everything.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that last week.
Yeah. So I got about 4 episodes in there. I tried to do some of that tonight or get in there, but I'm having trouble opening it. So I don't know.
You don't want to mess it up if you just found it.
Maybe we can help you out, Biggie, Monty. No problem.
Yeah, well,
we'll help you out.
Computer illiterate.
No, we'll get it. All right, Remo. Real quick. Now, the last question before I show some books off really quick.
Yep.
Where are we here? All right. Boom. Every question, everybody answers it still a bit differently. What does thinking outside the box mean to you?
To me, thinking outside the box is kind of like thinking differently than what the norm is or what everybody else is thinking one way, then kind of think kind of opposite or different than everybody else.
Sure.
Kind of get back to the same answer, but maybe go about it a different way. You know what I mean? Like,
sure. Okay, cool.
I kind of try and think outside the box, even though it might end up being the consensus. I try to.
That's all right.
really
That's
go
all cool.
along with
Okay.
everybody else. If they say read this book, I'm gonna read something different, you know.
Yep.
Then I'll
Nice.
figure it out.
Cool. All
So
right. What was it here?
that's why
Maximilian.
sometimes I'm a little behind where everybody else is like, "Oh yeah, I'm reading this," and Thor did this, and I'm like, "Oh, I haven't read that yet." So I'll get to it.
Okay. So I'm just going to show a couple of the books out of this collection and let's see if Captain and Tori can figure it out. So this is what I found tonight, and I brought a stack home, and I still got a stack. I also have to do this too. This is a must. This is for Lady Fantastic. I know she left for tonight, but she left me a really, really nice card, and she sent me some comic books. And Lady, you're fantastic. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to read this because I don't want to start crying. And this was wonderful, Lady. So thank you so much. And she sent me a box of comics over the holidays, and I wanted to tell her straight up that my grandsons are going to love these. And she
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Marvel team-ups. This is right up their alley. And I'm going to my grandson's boxes like big time. All these Marvel team-ups classics, great runs. I want to say thank you very much, Lady. That one, that's going in Grandpa's box. Sorry. That's Rise of the Ghost Rider. Midnight Sun is one of my favorite.
Cool book. Nice
Yeah,
cover.
oh, it's excellent. And she sent me some other ones. There's an example, Millennium Edition of Saga of Swamp Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then some Guardians of the Galaxy, What If Infinity.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they came up with that.
Yep. And this one was excellent. She actually shot me a post on this. This was really good. I enjoyed this very much. So thank you. And of course, classic Tomb of Dracula.
There you go.
And some Phantom Stranger. Love this. Here's some DC. Yeah. Some Marvel Fanfare. Love this. Some Dead of Night. And there's a whole bunch more here. I'll kind of stretch them out. Some Hellraisers I did not have. Some Crow I did not have. Go some Hellraiser really quick. Do not have this line. I just want to say thank you so much, Lady. You're wonderful. She's always looking out for me. Night Watch. Do not have these. So that is a big help. Thank you so much. Put a big shout out to Lady. If you guys aren't following Lady Fantastic, make sure you go check her out. Here's some Masters of the Universe.
Nice.
Got some more Roadshow. And then some Krull. There's some new Krull. I'm going to show you some old Krull in a second here. So tonight, or earlier today, I was gone all afternoon, and bless my Miss G's heart, but she sat there for 3 hours knitting on a chair. The guy at the store had a chair for her and let me go through all these boxes. And I picked out some for myself, of course, and some for community members. But I'm going to show some of the stuff I got for $5. Number one, this is awesome. Secret Wars issue 8.
Cool.
Beautiful copy. I mean, this is like probably a 9 all day long. And I got this for $5. Beautiful book.
Score.
Yeah, that was a big score. Then, of course, anytime I see this, I put it in my collection. I probably got about 15 copies. You know how we have Z's Collects out there like saying She-Hulk? This is my book. Yeah. Anytime I come across it, I buy it. And I got a newsstand and some direct editions of the same book. Very, very nice. Another newsstand. So, yeah, I scored big time tonight. Oh, we got Art Chemist in the house. Yes, it was. Hold on. I'm not done, Tori. Captain, I'm not done. Yay, buddy. Real quick shout out for Art Chemist and his wonderful wife. This is going to be a quick drop just for you, buddy. If I could just get the banner to come down, and it won't come down. Where is it? There we go. Boom. Sorry, guys. Boom. Make sure you go check out Skellington Comics. That's our chemist and his wife, his wonderful wife, Angie. Hello, guys.
Well, I'm deaf in one ear.
Yeah, sorry.
Didn't tell me the
Okay.
screaming was going to
So
happen.
some of the more pickups. I should have warned you. It was going to be that ad.
Would have been nice.
So here's some more pickups I picked up at the same store. Now this was a little bit more, but this was scored 1966, issue 26, X-Men number 26. I picked that up tonight. This was wonderful. And
How much?
then one of my favorite cartoons. I don't know why I liked it, but I liked it because I used to watch it with my kids. And that was the Powerpuff Girls. We got this one, and we got this one, and we got another one, and another one. So that's coming to some special young lady out there. And we picked up some Conan. These are pretty much cover buys. 1987 Savage Swords of Conan. Love this cover. Beautiful cover. Picked up another one. I picked up 2 copies of this one. Just love that cover. I think I was thinking of Jeff at the same time. For some reason, I was thinking Vampirella, and it's definitely not Vampirella. This is a sorceress.
Yeah.
But got the gist of it.
Hello back, art chemist.
Then we got the second reprint of the first Poison Ivy, which was pretty awesome.
That's a pretty clean book, it looks
Yeah,
like.
it's really nice. And you guys all know I like my tentacles. Did not know this exists until I found it tonight. Black Hammer.
Yeah, but zoom that in. That art in that is pretty hilarious.
Isn't it? I know.
Yeah.
And then the other one.
That
I
is
thought
pretty
that was
cool.
awesome. That was pretty cool. And then we picked up, some more Marvel fanfare, Marvel Saga. Aram. This is an annual.
Space
If everybody remembers how annuals worked back then.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got a Lois Lane. Real nice one. And I actually filled in my runs of Marvel Saga and Marvel Fanfare. So that really helped. That was my exciting day for today. I could go do a lot more, but we have a guest. I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, I got to go to a comic shop tomorrow. So I'm dreading that.
There we go. Hold on. There we go. Happy New Year. Yay. Yeah. It was fire. It was fun. So do you have any questions for us, Big Remo, that you would like to ask me or Monty?
What are you guys reading right now? What's like high on your list of, like, every issue you can't wait till the next issue that comes out?
Don't have one. I'll be honest.
King in Black.
That's
King
it.
in Black and Thor.
Show that
Okay.
again. Sorry.
King in Black and Thor in this Knoll. Stuff like this. Right now, the new stuff.
I just can't believe he's picking up new issues. That's what's blowing me away.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it, or is
Yes.
it like it's the story?
Yeah, I sure am. See, I'm the Immortal Hulk, the King in Black, and the Thor. Those 3 are really what I'm reading right now. And I've got a awesome collection of Venom and Immortal Hulk. I've been picking all that stuff way back when it first started and everything with Donny Cates and Thor
Right.
too. I mean, I've got every issue, and I mean, some of them, the key issues, 4, 5, 6 copies of each. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But those will all be put away, and they'll be filed away and forgot about. And my
Just to
son
give
will
me-
end up finding them.
Just to be honest with you, I'll be honest with you, Remo. I have been collecting a lot of my older runs.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you like example for that one book. I wanted to get a little bit of a what's it about? You know,
Yeah.
because I'm so skeptical because there's a lot of covers I bought this year
Exactly.
that were just sorry.
No, exactly. I was agreeing with you.
Where they have beautiful covers and then the story is just complete garbage. And it's so
Well,
disappointing.
that was the thing with me. Somebody before I started reading it, I saw a review of it. Yeah. And I was like, you know, because I didn't
John gave it pretty high marks too.
Yeah, they have other covers, but they're not like really promoted like the B cover and all that. But there are B covers in variants. But then I just thought like the book was just all the title because it was so long. So the front was just kind of covered with the words. So I'm just like, okay, well then the book has to be good. And then I saw that it was Al Ewing, you know what I mean? And he had a pretty nice run on Thor. So I was like, well, let me see what it's about. You know what I mean? And then go from there. And then when I started reading it, I was like, okay. Like then it didn't really like get me, but then as I started reading the other issues, I was just like, okay, starting to make sense. Like I said, when you start reading it, it's got like a premise of like you should already know what's going on. That's how when you're reading it, it's like, okay. Like you already know that this is what's happening.
Not so convoluted.
Yeah, but it's like, but even then, it's still like, but I have no idea what you guys are doing. You know what I mean? So it makes you want to keep reading because you're trying to figure it out. Like, like it's nothing where it's like, oh, I'm missing something. It's totally like they haven't told you anything. You know what I mean? So,
see, I'm sure that I would have got off the new book kick last year, but all this stuff going around. Yep. I wasn't able to go out and go to these conventions or these other comic shops, LCSs. So I depended on the new books to get me through 2020. And if things start changing in 2021, you can probably see me start dropping these new titles and going out hunting again.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like if I could get into an LCS and actually do consistent like long box digging, then I would definitely not be reading as many.
I was telling my honey, I'm like, are you sure you want to come with me? I'm going to be there for a little while, at least a little while. I got to go through all this. And she was hilarious.
I just I'll sneak away for a couple hours in the morning or in the afternoon and just go hit a shop and then that's it. I'll come back home.
There was a LCS in Oklahoma City that you walked in there and the guy had speakers in the ceiling tiles and everything and all through there. And he walked in, he was playing Ozzy Osbourne, AC/DC, heavy metal stuff. And I was like, man, I can get into this. And and I was like, wow. I just said, he was an old headbanger, man. I was tripping out.
Cool. That bookstore was nice.
That's when I rated over.
Great man from across the ocean. Yo, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
You. I'm off. Enjoy. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. And my friends, hey, look who's in the house. Jennifer.
Comics will break your heart. Cool.
There she is. Just for you, Monty. Cool. Thank you for coming. Good night. Good night. We're going to be calling here in a second. So stick around after the show, Remo.
Okay.
Yep. So, end of the show. Thank you for coming, buddy. I really appreciate it. Welcome back anytime you'd like. I have a live show. Man, it was awesome. You were awesome. Hold on. Where are we here?
Next time I'll have some more books.
It's all good. It's all good. No, it's all good. Now, if the people see you, when they see you on different shows, they're going to know who you are. For sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So, Monty.
Yes.
This is your time. I know I do it every time, but go ahead.
Well, I tell you what, guys. My channel is 2021, and it ain't going to be too much longer. I'm fixing to start going live. And I'm working on stuff right now. And yes, we're going to be doing aliens and history of aliens and some oddball stuff on my channel. I've been saying that the last couple of weeks.
Demo again?
What's that?
Can we drop the demo again?
You can do whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Here, if everybody doesn't know who Monty is, they will know. Make sure you go subscribe to Monty. Don't forget.
I'm there at Splash Page Comics, and we're going to be talking. We're not getting away from the comic books. We're going to be talking about that too. But we're going to be talking about some conspiracies and a lot of interaction with the chat. You know, it's going to be a lot of one-on-one interaction with the chat, what y'all think and such, as long as we're stay on topic and everything. So yeah, I got some weird stuff in line. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, nice, buddy.
Me and Al Gore over here, you know, Al Gore right here. He's been telling me a lot of stuff that's been going on up there. I gotta spread the word.
Looking great, man. I knew you'd like that. You see that on the bottom? And he's saying,
"We come in peace."
Great, man. You're awesome. Go ahead, Big Remo. You got anything coming? Anything you're working on?
You can catch me on the Johnson Show on Hialeah Comic Bros channel on Mondays. We do our sports show, and then I do it with him and Stone Cold Steve and Jace, who's Stay Puft's brother, and 90MF Comics jumps in there occasionally when he can get away and support. But other than that, 2021, I should be putting up some videos. Don't hold me to it immediately, but it will happen.
All good, buddy. It's all good.
We'll be getting them out there, and then hopefully I'll be on some other people's shows, and you can see me on there from time to time. My face out there.
You're wonderful tonight, buddy. Awesome.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Round of applause.
White gloves clap.
Yes.
Real stand-up guy, Big Remo.
Thank you for coming, Remo. We appreciate it. Anytime.
I enjoyed talking to you, man.
You're fantastic. So you, YouTube community, thank you so much. Hit the smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Please go check out all the links down below. Check out all those people on there. Wonderful people. Make sure you don't forget about those codes. Go check out those wonderful people. And so we're going to call this another night, another Saturday night. So what do we always say? Peace, love, blessed be. Love you guys. We will see you next Saturday for another special guest. And this one's going to be special as well. Everybody's special. So don't forget to check us out next Saturday at midnight, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Mountain Time. I don't know, but just come check us out. You know where to find us. You know how to find the G spot. Come and check us out. See you guys.